We're going to Vancouver now. We got Connor Bedard with us, and we appreciate him spending the time. And hey, Connor, obviously you're in the exact same spot you were when Gino Reda interviewed you. Am I correct?
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me.
All right. Connor, how has your life changed in the last week since you've been granted exceptional player status?
The first few days were pretty crazy, but it's died down a bit, I think. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to the draft and everything.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, tell me how your life changed, if you don't mind. Obviously, you don't do interviews with TSN every day. Most 14-year-olds don't. How did your life change?
Well, even like this, it's like unexpected, and like I wouldn't be doing that if I didn't get that. So, and even like getting Regina, saying it's just getting ready to kind of be billeted next year and all that stuff.
So, if you don't mind, just some of the questions that you're getting. Everybody's talking about the pressure on you. Maybe that comes up every day to you. The next Connor McDavid, the next John Tavares. Heck, I'm guilty of it. Who's helping you with that, and how much are you hearing about the pressure? Do you feel it?
I don't feel it too much. My agency's been really good about kind of keeping that to a minimum, and I kind of just am able to go out and play, and that's all in the back of my head. Kind of don't think about it too much.
Connor, how much were you watching the WHL's draft lottery, and do you care where you go play hockey next? And what did you think when it was Regina that was confirmed to be number one overall?
I actually didn't watch it. I couldn't get on the thing. I didn't know, but a lot of friends texted me and said Regina won, and obviously if they do decide to take me, it's a great place, and I couldn't be happier.
The very close friend of ours is Kevin Gallant, and I got to get this straight. You were on the same team as Kevin's son this season, or did you guys play against each other?
No, I was with Matthew, yeah.
You're with Matthew. Okay. Well, Kevin had told me that you were very excited to come to Regina. Kevin went so far as to say that was your preferred choice. Kevin's words. I won't put words in your mouth, but just assuming the Pats take you, and let's be honest, they're going to. What excites you about the franchise? What do you know about it?
Well, I know it's the oldest franchise in the CHL, so obviously lots of experience, great fans. I hear it's a great place to live and great place to play from everyone, so I'm really excited.
So what's next for you? I should have started the interview with this. What's your life like amid the pandemic right now, living out there in the Vancouver area? Housebound, obviously. Are you concerned about your workouts? What's the day-to-day activities of Connor Bedard?
Well, I get up and I work out, and then I shoot a lot of pucks and probably go rollerblading and stuff like that, but it's definitely tough, but everyone's in the same boat, and it's a lot bigger than hockey, so.
It is bigger than hockey. There's no doubt about that. You're doing all the same things that everybody else is in your position. I'm sure school kids and hockey players and so forth. I guess other than that, John Paddock was on with us last week saying there's not going to be a spring camp for the Regina Pats here too because of the pandemic. So how do you, looking at your summer here, assuming this ends at some point, what's your summer got lined up for? Are you going to be on the ice at all, do you think, or what are you looking at?
Yeah, I'll probably be on the ice in the gym almost every day. Obviously it's a huge year, and I need to do what I can to be ready.
Yeah, and Connor, the last one I have for you, we get to, we haven't seen you play, obviously, out here in Saskatchewan or in the prairies, but, from people we talk to, everybody can talk about your game. We can look at the stat lines, all this and that, but how would you describe your game? What are the fans going to expect from you on the ice? How would you describe your game?
Well, I'm not going to say anything about, points or that. I'm a really hard worker, and I'll try to do anything to win because that's what's obviously important.
Kevin Gallant compared you to Rob Brown, high draft pick in the NHL, Kamloops Blazers great, and also Dale Durkach. What are the scouts saying that they're comparing you to, or yourself? Who do you see yourself in? Is there a comparable player in the NHL right now?
I don't really know. I think I kind of have different attributes of players. Not really one guy. I don't play like one guy. It's kind of a mix, I'd say.
Well, that's good. He's his own player. That's even better. That's better news. Well, Connor, we appreciate the time. I'm a Pats season ticket holder. Was with the team for 15 years as the broadcaster. We're all very excited to have you out here. So stay safe. Have a great summer, and can't wait to see you when you get out.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right, Connor Bedard joining us from Vancouver area today. It is a little bit of an awkward interview to do because he hasn't been drafted by the Pats yet.
Yeah.
Yet we all know.
He will be.
Yet he's not going to say that.
Right. It is. And, to say that you didn't want to go anywhere else and that this is the only place you want to play, it is tough. But, he's a humble kid, too, and that's what you want to see. Doesn't appear like the pressure is going to be an issue for him, especially young, but you never know till you're in that situation. But so far, he's checking off all the boxes. We're
going to get to our Sask Snowbeef player prospect profile, by the way, before we go to the break here. But I do love that comparison to players things. It really helps. Hockey people do it all the time. Football people do it all the time. I love the fact that he wouldn't answer it, by the way. Kind of tells you how smart that he is, doesn't it? But I did hear this from my niece, Sydney, who you've called her games, have you not?
Yep.
In midget AAA. I asked her one time, so who are you like? What's your style like? Who would you say that you're like? And I hadn't seen her play for a while. She said Christopher Letang. And I'm like, oh, yeah, Christopher Letang. I bet one of the greatest defensemen in the NHL. Go out and watch her play. Whoa. Just like Christopher Letang.
Yeah.
And by the way, she has committed to Robert Morris University. So, but Connor wouldn't be nailed down to that.
No, he wouldn't. Because, again, he's hoping some of those guys will be his peers, right? Not guys that, are the idols that he's looking up to. Some of the younger ones now. And players are going to say that, hey, look I style my game after Connor Bedard. He's going to be the guy setting the standard. That's pretty cool.
There are a lot of questions come in for Connor Bedard now from the viewers. John O'Flynn's watching from North Vancouver. He says, so young a lad, he handled himself well. You did well with your questions. Thank you, John. I was breaking into a sweat sitting here interviewing him because I will say this. In my career, which has spanned quite some time, there's no harder interviews than junior hockey players. None. I don't know why. It's just hard. He was good.
Did you have the rule when you were the play-by-play guy that you didn't interview rookies?
That was me, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. And then you know why? Because they don't know anything.
I don't interview
speak for
rookies.
The teams and they don't interview very well. But he did good.
I'll tell you a very funny story. Brett Lysak, I saw in Rob Vanstone's column this week, the darling of the dome, which I nicknamed him, did play in the Western Hockey League at 15 years of age. He came up to me when he was about 18, and he was like, is it true that you don't interview rookies? I heard that. And I said, not really. It's just a thing. And he's like, no, that's awesome. You shouldn't. If you do, you shouldn't. So I did institute that rule right there.
Yeah.
I'm not interviewing rookies. And it somehow got to be this legendary thing.
Well,
Rod Pedersen doesn't interview rookies.
It was a thing. And I ask you this, if you were Phil Andrews and that was your rule, what would you do with Connor Bedard? You're not going to interview
Oh, you
Connor
have
Bedard?
to. I would break the rule.
Exceptional status, exceptions to the rules. I get it.
From Les Lazaruk, the voice of the Saskatoon Blades, he writes in and says, nice job with Connor Bedard. Like you said, Roddy, tough to do an interview before he gets drafted. Thank God the guy granted the interview in the first place. I mean, it's tough for him. He doesn't want to presumptively say that he's going to go to the Regina Pats because maybe they're going to completely whiff on the ball and draft somebody else.
Yeah.
He can't say it's tough for the kid.
Yeah.
But I did like the comment from Ian, from our sponsor, Ian from Sask Snow Beef. It's probably way gone, Clark. Clark's trying to find it, I can tell. He's like, move over, DuPont.
Yeah, I saw that one.
There's a new quaff in Regina. There's a new, what did he say?
Flow.
A new flow.
New flow.
A new flow
That's pretty
in
good.
Regina. It's coming up on the screen here right now, Clark. So he's pointing at it. There it is. Step aside, DuPont. There's a new king of the flow in Regina. And he goes by the name Connor Bedard. Are you ready to give up the crown on that?
Easy. I'm not just stepping aside like that for free.
He's not even here yet.
Exactly. No, we'll see.
Can we do the Sask Snowbeef prospect profile? Let's do it right now. You just saw him, Connor Bedard, the best hair in hockey. We can say that confidently.
Oh, yeah.
War number 98 with the West Vancouver Warriors this year. 5'8", 165. First ever exceptional status player in Western Hockey League history. Projected first overall choice for the Regina Pats. Led his league in scoring this season. 64 goals in 30 games. And from his coach, Steve Marr, the scouting report, elite shot, skating, vision with underrated playmaking ability, and physicality, which, by the way, is a word. Physicality, I looked it up. I think sports people made it a word, but it is a word in the dictionary. Thank you, Sask Snow Beef. Thank you, Ian Crosby from Sask Snow Beef and Crosby Holsteins. I fried up grilled up some of his ribeyes on the weekend.
Ooh.
And the family really enjoyed it. From Sask Snow Beef, they report that they're doing well amid the pandemic, so we appreciate that. The ag industry, fingers crossed, will pull out of this all right. The crop's got to go in the ground.
Yep.
It's going in the ground. Farmers have been practicing self-isolation for 100 years. Not new to them.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.